All right, now we got a reporter for you guys who tricks the right wing into revealing the truth by being white. Okay, I'm exaggerating, I'm partly kidding, but as you'll see, not exactly. Okay, so Lauren Windsor's with us. She's the executive producer of The Undercurrent. We've given her credit in the past on shows for being one of the best reporters in getting the Republicans to reveal amazing things. So Lauren, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jake.
No problem. So look, you don't hide who you are in your real life, right? You say that you're an advocacy journalist and even a political consultant, etc. But we're going to show a couple of amazing videos here, including Mo Brooks admitting the most important thing in politics of my lifetime. Okay, so how do you get them to trust you? And sometimes it's just you put a camera up and they say it, right? But a lot of other times they're like, oh, okay, Lord Windsor, I can't wait to tell you all of my secrets. How do you do it?
I mean, I think it's just human nature that people like to have praise heaped on them. So if you speak to someone as though you're really a fan of what they're doing, they are often such a target of hatred that it's a relief to hear appreciation, and they will often reward you.
That's interesting. Sometimes I look at tweets that are complimentary of me, and I'm like, are they trying to Windsor me? So, Lauren, now to my original point / joke, is it also partly because you seem like a person that would be on their side, and that maybe gets them to open up?
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely play the role. Everyone wants to believe, and this is the thing about politics, is that that's different from Hollywood or being a celebrity in some other sense, is that in politics, you're constantly trying to bring more people into the fold, right? Recruit more allies. Whereas if you're a famous person, yeah, you need to sell a new CD or get people to go to your movie, but you don't have to sit there and convince each person to do it. Like the fans who are showing up already love you, right? But you could have a lot. Every vote matters as a politician, and so it's just not as exclusive. It's so much harder to gain fans. And so I just think that for politicians, if they see an easy target, particularly young voters, to bring into the fold, it ends up paying off dividends in the long run if they give them just a little bit of water, like a plant, you're harvesting the crops for the future.
Yeah, indeed, and a lot of them are Republican men. Let's also keep it real on that too. Yeah. So, okay, it is what it is. But now let's get to the important things that your reporting has revealed, and there are a lot of doozies in here. We're going to focus on two, but there's so much more. Everybody, check out The Undercurrent. So one's about John Eastman. You've got him on tape admitting something very important. But first, can you tell the audience who John Eastman is?
So John Eastman is the attorney who wrote the infamous coup memo, which basically encouraged states to put forward alternate slates of electors. So in this first set of clips, our first reporting on John Eastman, we spoke with him shortly after he had given an interview to the National Review Online, where he had walked away from that memo. He said, nobody believes that was a real thing. You'd be crazy to believe it could happen, and it was just something that we put together as a hypothetical. But then, within a week's time, finding him at this Claremont Gala where he's a senior fellow, started telling him how much we were fans of his work, that we had watched his speech at the January 6th rally, and we were inspired to be supporters of Claremont, and he started to sing a different tune.
So now, guys, remember, this is a memo that I talk about a lot on the show. So this is where they get the fake electors to replace the real electors. That's actually at the heart of the coup. The reason that he's disowning it in public is because that's actual insurrection. And if the Democrats had any strength at all, they would have actually put people like John Eastman in jail for trying to literally steal our democracy. This is, in my opinion, the worst of the worst. So now watch the tape as Mr. That memo, I don't know who wrote that memo, okay, turns around in the exact opposite direction, because the memo was trying to get Mike Pence to say the real electors should not be seated and we should go to the fake electors, but Pence didn't listen, and now let's pick it up.
Like, just supporter, like why do you think that Mike Pence didn't do it?
Well, because Mike Pence is an establishment guy at the end of the day. And all of the establishment Republicans in DC bought into this very myopic view that Trump was destroying the Republican Party. And what Trump was doing is destroying the inside the Beltway Republican Party and reviving the Republican Party in the hinterland, right?
I think that's so important, because here's a guy who's publicly saying, oh, we weren't trying to get Mike Pence to overturn the election. That's crazy. Now here he is on tape saying, oh yeah, we could have done it if it wasn't for that damn Pence, because he's an establishment guy. I'm gonna ask you a question that there's no chance this happened, but in a situation where there's sanity in the world, prosecutors would be looking into John Eastman, Peter Navarro, Steve Bannon for this strategy, and you have important evidence there. Did any prosecutor ever ask you to see that tape?
No one's reached out to me about it. I have been told from other politicos that they think that it's being used as evidence for the committee, but I haven't been reached out by anyone directly.
Okay, yeah, but the committee has no power. I'm not interested in the committee. I'm interested in prosecutors who would actually set a precedent that you're not allowed to do a coup in America. That's what we're looking for, and you were very helpful in getting that important evidence to it. So of course, no prosecutors talk to you. All right, so now let's go to how politics actually works. So this is a mobile.
Not cynical at all, Jing. Not cynical at all.
No, not at all. Democrats are going to fight hard for you, and the Republicans care about the rule of law. Okay, Mo Brooks is a very conservative Republican from Alabama. He was in good with Donald Trump, and he even gave a speech on January 6th, but with a flak jacket on, because he knew that he was speaking to a violent mob that was probably going to kill people. Anyways, but Trump has now disavowed him, etc. But here he's giving a speech. Who's he giving a speech to, Lauren?
Well, so this is just to supporters in Alabama. So he's running for Senate in Alabama for Richard Shelby's seat, and it should be noted that the reason that we went to the Mo Brooks event was because Mo Brooks led the charge to challenge the Electoral College in the House. And so for folks that aren't quite aware of the significance of that, prior to Tommy Tuberville, my reporting showing that Tommy Tuberville was going to challenge the Electoral College, everyone in DC thought that, oh, this is just Mo Brooks and then crazy House right-wingers, saying they're gonna challenge the Electoral College. It's not really gonna happen because it's not gonna go anywhere in the Senate. And so, we were looking to uncover evidence, any sort of context to Mo Brooks' thinking about why he launched his challenge to the Electoral College. But in so doing, during his speech to this handful of voters, it was a very small crowd because of Trump pulling the endorsement. He, I think, became a lot more candid because he realizes that he's in the fight of his life.
And could anybody have walked into this event?
Yeah, anyone could have.
Okay, so you guys just were smart enough to think, I bet he says something stupid. Okay, but in this case, to be fair to Mo Brooks, he didn't say something stupid. He said something true. So let's watch.
So where does a congressman come up with $1 million to be chairman of one of these A committees. You can't get it from Joe and Jane Citizen, because Joe and Jane Citizen back home, they're not going to be contributing that kind of money. You have to get it from the special interest groups. And with the special interest groups, there is a quid pro quo. If you don't do what they tell you to do, they won't give you the money that finances your chairmanship.
Lauren, that's the most true thing I've heard a politician say, any politician, Republican or Democrat, in my lifetime. There is literally, these are legalized bribes. That's the only way to get the chairmanships. He explained it there. I thought it was super telling that no politician has ever admitted that, and no reporter has ever asked. So now my question to you, and I genuinely don't know the answer to this. Did other reporters look at that and go, wow, Lauren, you got this amazing tape. Can you come on and talk about how there's systemic corruption in American government?
Well, on Twitter, several, I think, commented on it. But when I reached out to people and we talked about it, the general feeling was like, oh, well, that's known. That's just the way that Washington operates. And I just remember being so struck. I mean, I came out of, the money in politics, like getting money out of politics movement in LA after the Occupy movement. And his candor just really struck me. And even if it had been reported before, I thought, well, this is a really good breakdown of things that people who don't live inside the Beltway, I think they'd want to know this. And so when I put it out, it actually, went fairly viral. I mean, I think at this point, last time I checked, it had over 500,000 views. I'm not sure where it's at now, but I didn't have any reporters reach out to me. People acted like it was kind of de rigueur for DC. But online, people definitely had reactions as to, wow, this is not something I knew before, and why aren't more people reporting on this?
No, because you're doing, in a sense, true reporting, where you're getting actual information to people about how government works. That's why I knew no other reporter would cover it. Like, for all I knew, you were going to say, "Oh my God, Rachel Maddow had me on our show," and then Chris Hayes, and then New York Times wrote about it, and then Washington Post did an expose, etc. I didn't know the answer, okay? But as it turns out, of course, none of that happened, and the explanation is super ironic. Oh well, everybody knows that. How would everybody know that if you've never reported on it? And
when I Googled it online, Jink, I'm telling you, the only thing that came up was like a Brookings Institute article on their website that showed, that these committee chairmanships were, it's not just a Republican thing. It's both parties actually.
100% right. That's right.
Require you to fundraise in order to get those key placements.
Yeah, and the reporters say we all know it. Yet your Google search, and anybody can do this, shows that they've never reported on it. Wow, isn't that super weird? That all the reporters in Washington know about massive corruption in politics. They think it's perfectly normal and lovely, and they never tell you guys. Well, I guess that's why you got to check out Undercurrent, because she's actually showing you that they're saying it with their own faces. That's a politician. That's the first time I've seen a politician be honest. Okay, so I give Mo Brooks credit for that. We're a fair show. Okay, so Lauren Windsor, amazing job. Keep it going, okay?
Thank you so much, Jink.
No problem. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.